It is your host, Uncle Newton. I am bringing you a special one today. Dr. Phibes is here. Are you ready?
The year is 1925, and London is plagued, quite literally, by a string of murders, each of them modeled after the 10 plagues visited upon Egypt in the Old Testament. Medical men are dropping dead left and right from booby-trapped frog masks, hail, bats, and beautiful women with a talent for draining blood. There seems to be a connection, but Scotland Yard is hard-pressed to find the answer. The Abominable Dr. Phibes tells the story of one Dr. Anton Phibes, celebrated organist and mass-murdering maniac. Thought dead for years, he has returned to London on a mission to avenge his wife, who died during surgery. With stunning theatrical flair and a sexy assistant named Valnavia, he rains vengeance down upon the doctors who failed to save her when she was on the operating table.
You murdered her. No, murdered her.
Horribly disfigured by an accident of his own, Phibes wears a prosthetic mask and speaks through mechanical devices of his own unique design.
My sweet queen, my noble wife.
He also has a secret lair complete with its very own clockwork band. Did I mention he's played by Vincent Price? Released in 1971 by American International Pictures, The Abominable Dr. Phibes represents one of the last great vehicles for both AIP and Vincent Price. Remember, this was just 2 years before The Exorcist would be in theaters, and another year after that, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre would drop. This was the changing of the guard, and just like when it happened in the 1940s, this movie leans heavily on comedy. Inspector Trout and the rest of the Scotland Yard crew are like a running joke, and their incompetence in the investigation towards Phibes knows no bounds. Besides, when you have comedians like Terry Thomas in the cast, you know what you're in for. But it's more than just comedy. I shit you not, this film ends with Somewhere Over the Rainbow playing over the end credits, and there isn't a hint of irony about it. In fact, it's actually kind of poignant. In a weird way, it relates to Dr. Phibes and his character. Even among Vincent Price fans, Dr. Phibes carries something of a cult status, because despite where it's situated in the filmography of the star and the genre as a whole, it's actually a stellar effort. Vincent Price gave many memorable performances over his long career, but unlike his contemporaries, he wasn't known as any one character. He wasn't Frankenstein or Dracula, he was simply Vincent Price. Phibes is his signature, his most iconic role. A natural extension of the parts he'd played in the past, Phibes not only looks iconic, but he uses the actor's body language and voice in a way no other movie ever did, as separate entities.
I was told after my crash that I would never speak again. The doctors were, of course, wrong.
I tried to save her.
With a knife in your hand.
He also has a worthy adversary in the head doctor played by Joseph Cotten. Brought to Hollywood with Orson Welles' stock company in the 1930s, Cotten was an acting heavyweight who worked with the likes of Hitchcock, and even at the tail end of his career, never acted down to the material he was given. And seriously, when you start popping up in shit like Latitude Zero, that's saying something. Man, Latitude Zero. There's a flick we gotta talk about. There was one sequel, Dr. Phibes Rises Again, released in 1972. This one recycled actors in new parts, recast Valnavia, man, she's cute, and amped up the humor. Gone was the poetry and the Egyptian plagues, but Vinny still managed to dish out some kick-ass death traps. So, weird side note, Phibes' wife is played by actress Carolyn Monroe, who's known to genre fans for her work in everything from Hammer films to 80s exploitation. There never was a third Phibes film, although it was discussed. Perhaps it really was a sign of the times. If nothing else, in the end, Phibes won. Our favorite boogeyman, Vincent Price, defeated his enemies and got to slip away into eternity with his wife.
If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
Trout. I don't think I know.
I don't think you know either, sir.
Keep your place, Trout.